Hello, my name is KBacome, and I chose Scooter Braun as my artist manager profile for this assignment. Scott Samuel Braun was born in New York City in 1981 to Jewish parents. Dad Irvin, who became a dentist, and Mom Suzanne, an orthodontist. So like many rebellious kids, he wanted to become an NBA star. Growing up in KBacome, Connecticut with his 4 siblings, Braun realized early in Greenwich High School that playing basketball professionally was not in his future, but still remaining a strong team member, which his dad coached. Early lessons in coaching by his father's generous giving to his team is what resonated with him the most. His dad would say that being a coach is accepting the blame for the losses and letting the team celebrate the winning. This would set him up for his coaching approach in the future of his career. Moving away to Atlanta's Emory University was just the change Braun wanted, a place where no one would know him. This is where he changed his name to his high school nickname, Scooter, and said goodbye to the old Scott. He became Scooter Braun full-time, he said. He then made a deal to sell his friends fake IDs, which I never suggest. And this is what led him to host college parties. And it was his way of hustling through his college days. An actor named Jason Weaver would often show up at his parties and brought Braun into the hip-hop club Velvet Room, where he later met Alex Goodwin, who is the best of the party promoters. He is who taught Braun the art of party promotion. Everyone used to flock to his parties. Even Jermaine Dupri started to attend with Janet Jackson. And eventually, Jermaine was so impressed by Braun that he wanted him to come work with him as So Def. And with 6 months, Braun went from assistant to director of marketing. So he dropped out of college his sophomore year, but never told his parents. And he became the youngest VP in the music industry in the 2001-2002 era. He was director of marketing, but he was also keeping an eye out as an A&R. Braun said that Jermaine would have him write the whole marketing plan so that he could go to New York and present it over the fear of losing Braun to other record companies. But unfortunately, he ended up losing him to an argument between Braun and Jermaine's mother, which led to him being released from So Def. This broke his heart, knowing that Jermaine Dupri released him after he gave his life at the time to So Def. He would say in an interview with Complex that a much-needed trip with his brother to Chile helped him to learn to trust again, because in the music business, you are always questioning people's motives and having to have your guard up and look over your shoulder all the time. This much-needed lesson in trust was what he needed to fuel his ambition to start his own management company. He then gave himself a 13-month plan with the money that he had left from all the party promotions he did in college and from the money he had left from So Def. He went out in search of 3 artists, one fitting the look of a college rapper who could appeal to the white audience. He found Astor Roth. He also wanted a young Michael Jackson. So 4 months later, he found Justin Bieber. He also wanted a mix between a Britney and a Pink, but he never found her. So with this 13-month plan, he paid all the bills for Justin and Astor, and nobody believed that he could make them a success. And then Astor came out with I Love College in 2009, and it became a huge hit. And that publishing deal saved the company. He also said that he used to think that fear was his driver, but he found out that disrespect was. That anybody who doubted that he could make it, he would show them that he could. He went on to manage The Wanted, Carly Rae, Gundam Style, Tori Kelly, Martin Garrix, the DJ, plus Ariana Grande and Kanye West. In an interview with Forbes, Brown would go on to say that he was mostly emotionally invested and treated his clients like family. Most used to discourage him from this, but he wouldn't want to walk away or let you down. A unique concept that he would use would be every artist has their own ways. It's not always your visions, it's theirs. And he always told them the truth. As a matter of fact, in 2013, Ariana Grande fired him for some truths that he told her that we don't want to talk about. But later thanked him for that, and now their friendship is way tighter. One good decision that he made for himself was taking the much needed time he needed for his mental health. At the beginning of one of Ariana Grande's biggest tours, he called off and went into a plant therapy retreat. Mental health has played a lot on people's life, and what he said was he knew when it was time, and he had to choose between his work or himself, and this time he chose himself. Of course, I think one of the most controversial decisions he made was when he bought Big Machine Records, which thus bought Taylor Swift's entire catalog. This steamed a huge lawsuit, and she considered him a bully, which I don't think was a good look for him or his company. My takeaways are to treat every artist as their own, that it is not our visions, it is theirs. And to always tell them the truth. Accepting our losses and having balance between work and family is the key to happiness. And I think the most important lesson that I take away from all the research on Braun is to treat everybody like family. And this is what I have always tried to do within my own company. That is what I believe, is that an artist should have a place to be themselves. And we should all be treated with love and care and kindness. And mental health is no joke. Take the time for yourself to be well before you can help anybody else. Again, this is KBacome, and thank you very much for listening to my presentation.